Y'all, welcome back, and thanks for watching Life According to Squirrel. I see death quite differently than other people do. I'm a firm believer that we are all destined to die, and death isn't a bad thing. It isn't a punishment. It is painful only for the living. And I'm not always the most compassionate and the type of person that somebody turns to when they've lost someone, because in my heart I've already said goodbye to so many people, because I know we're all going to die. I'm okay with it. I've lost a lot of people I love very much and that are very close to me, but it's okay, because I know that someday we'll be together again. I really believe that. And I really believe that we come into this world holding God's hand, and we go out of this world holding God's hand, and we're not alone ever. So I'm comforted by that. I'm comforted by the fact that I believe that we are only sleeping until Jesus comes to take us home. And we miss them because they're not physically here anymore, but we have beautiful memories and hopefully photos and maybe videos, and we have our memories. Memories can't die unless you choose not to remember them. So remember people and honor them in things, but don't live for the dead. They don't know what you're doing. They have no idea. They don't know. They can't turn over in their grave. You can't flip over if you're dead. You have to be flipped over, and I don't think there's anybody in there with you flipping you over. So things like that, I don't believe they happen. I don't believe in ghosts. But if it makes people feel better, then okay. But whatever makes you feel better. I don't believe in it. I believe that when we're dead, we're just dead, and then nothing happens. I believe that our spirit, our soul, our breath goes back to God, up into the atmosphere and back up to God, and I believe that that's it. And then when it's time, it's time. But I don't believe that we get lost in some and we're ghosts wandering there. I don't believe that. I never will. But if you do, then okay, that's your belief. I don't, whatever. It's not mine. I'm not going to try to change yours, and I'm not going to ask you to try to change mine. But I respect yours, and I expect you to respect mine. So death isn't a sad thing. It is horribly painful, and it's horrible. And it kills the living, and it can destroy the spirit of the living, because we have what's called survivor's guilt. It's not our fault when somebody dies. When somebody makes a choice, or life just happens and an accident happens and somebody that we care about is abruptly taken from us, it is not anybody's fault, except if somebody intently took that life, then it's that person's fault, but not any family members, not any friends, unless you're the one that did it, then yeah, it's your fault. But death is a very selfish thing that we grieve. We grieve it because we're selfish. We grieve because I miss you. You left me. You abandoned. No, they died, and nobody dies on purpose unless it's suicide, and then that is the most tragic death of all, because you cannot turn to your family and ask for forgiveness after. It's too late. But still, they have a reason. I mean, it's the saddest thing to think that somebody would do that, but they have a reason to try to escape their own mind or their own life or this world. It's ugly. This world is not the greatest place. Look around. It is horrible. But there is also way more beauty and light and good people than there are bad and ugly and dark. So if more people focused on the light, then the dark wouldn't be so bad. But death is the most real part of life that we can experience. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Respect it. Respect life, but respect death. You can't respect either without the other, because they're the sun and the moon, right? Can't have one without the other. Good and bad, day and night, death and life. It is what it is. Be sad, but don't stop living because somebody you love is gone. Live harder. Be stronger. Do better things. Be kind. Have it affect you in a way that makes you a better person instead of making you dark and bitter and angry, because the world needs more light. So, embrace death. Love them. Be glad that they aren't in pain and suffering and having to hear all the ignorant racist statements, because it's the stupidest word in the world. They don't have to see the hate between people who are gun owners and non-gun owners. Who cares? Just be kind and love one another, and realize that life is about the time we spend together making good memories, not about the ugly stuff. Embrace death. Don't be afraid. But respect it, because it can happen to anyone at any time. It doesn't come with a warning. It just shows up. So that's enough somber videos, I think, for a minute. Hopefully I don't have to do another one. I'm aware that death happens in threes, and I've lost one. I don't consider celebrity deaths because I don't know them personally as part of the package deal of 3, but let's hope it was. Thanks y'all for watching, and